this dude potentially stealing $100,000.
Yeah, because he left. So he left with 5 ATM bags. I counted them
Right.
before he left. I counted on camera. Only 4 ATMs came back.
Again, everything they do, everything's on video, everything's tracked. Right.
On November 29, 2025, deputies in Florida arrested Brinks armored car messenger Brian Miller, suspected of stealing $104,000 in cash during his route. This investigation would expose both security system failures and theft. The theft occurred 8 days earlier, on November 21st. Miller loaded 5 ATM bags onto his truck in Panama City Beach, but returned only 4 bags after completing just 3 stops, claiming his child was sick. Brinks' internal cameras captured everything. Miller made an unauthorized stop at an interstate rest area, taking both a money bag and his personal backpack inside. Protocol strictly forbids removing money bags except at customer locations.
So what's going on?
All right, we're both with Brinks. I'm with Brinks Security. And last Friday, the 21st, we had a messenger who went on route. Messengers are the ones that drive the armored vehicles.
Right.
He checked out his route, and one of the bags, like midstream, he didn't even finish his route. He only did 3, and then he came back, made an excuse that his kid was sick or something, so he had to come back. Well, we're missing a bag. So Liz was here kind of supporting the branch here and watched him go to a rest stop. Well, we don't service a rest stop. But the truck stop.
The one up on the interstate?
Yeah. Do you know if they have cameras up there?
I don't. They might. I'll have to check.
Okay, but we have cameras in our truck. So
Right.
I can see him. He takes his backpack out, and he takes a Brinks coal bag. The coal bag is the black bag where they put their money and stuff in.
Right.
And they go in and out of a business. Well, he takes his bag, and he goes probably to the restroom. So I'm gonna pull the hard drive from the truck and see actually where he goes. But then we get him coming back because we have internal cameras also that we can see live. And he brings his coal bag back, and he takes his backpack out. And then he starts stuffing stuff on top of the bag, trying to conceal it. Like he opens up his backpack.
He stuffed stuff on top of the...
Inside of his backpack.
Okay.
So he gets you see him get his jacket, and he opens up his backpack and stuffs his jacket on the top of it. So that's where we believe...
They took the money out of the delivery bag,
Yeah.
put it into his backpack
Yeah.
most likely.
Yeah, because he left. So he left with 5 ATM bags. I counted them
Right.
before he left. He did no ATMs. He stopped at the rest stop. You see him get off with the bag. He comes back on, takes his backpack out, shoves his stuff on top. And
So he
when
stops at the rest stop, he takes a money bag and his backpack out of the truck.
Yeah. And then comes back and takes his backpack out of the money bag, puts his jacket on top of it, zips it shut, comes back to the branch. Nobody searches him. He leaves with his backpack. I counted on camera, only 4 ATMs came back. He didn't do any ATMs. There should have been 5 ATMs.
He only had 13 rounds. 13 stops.
So, place, the rest stop.
Yeah.
Would that ever happen normally for a driver to go to a location that's not part of their route?
He could have gone to the bathroom, but not with the coal bag.
Yeah, there's no reason
Right, you
for him
never
to
take the bag. I'm assuming that's part of like protocol. The
Yeah,
bags don't
because
come out.
they have a route sequence that they have to adhere to. And when they deviate from that, they know, the branch knows that they went off a route.
Right.
So that wasn't even on their route. There's no stop at that truck stop where their rest stop.
Is it in between any 2 stops, or?
It's on his
out of the
hour
way. It's out
drive
of the
back
way.
to the branch.
Yeah, it's out of the
Because he
way.
was in Panama City Beach.
So I called him today and talked to him and said, hey, did you have any problem with your route? He goes, no. I said, hey, I understand that you quit. He goes, yeah, I quit, just not for me. So after he left that day, when did he throw his uniform?
So I guess between when he brought his route back and didn't finish it on Friday and when they showed up to open the ranch on Saturday, he threw his uniforms over the fence and texted the manager that he quit. And he hasn't been back since.
Video showed Miller retrieving his backpack from inside the cold bag, then stuffing his jacket on top of the contents to conceal something. Security noted his body language suggested elevated stress, consistent with someone who just committed theft. Miller immediately quit after the theft. Between Friday evening and Saturday morning, he threw his Brinks uniform over the branch fence and texted his manager to resign. He had worked there only 2 months. One critical detail: a night vault employee mistakenly loaded a bag not assigned to Miller's route. Miller apparently believed this administrative error meant the bag was untracked. He was wrong. Brinks' 176 years of experience meant their systems tracked every bag regardless of route assignment. GPS logged his unauthorized deviation. Multi-angle cameras recorded every movement. The bag inventory was absolute. Budget cuts had reduced armored car routes to single-person operations instead of the traditional 2-guard teams. This increased theft vulnerability, but also meant every action Miller took was captured without a partner to coordinate with. When deputies arrested Miller, they found $980 in his wallet, 38 $20 bills and 2 $100 bills. Significant because the stolen ATM bag contained only 20s, and his wife said he never carries large amounts of cash. Before questioning, the deputy properly administered Miranda warnings, as required by Miranda v. Arizona, 1966. Miller acknowledged his right to remain silent and right to an attorney, but chose to speak, immediately denying the theft. Miller claimed he needed to use the restroom and took the money bag because the truck doors were malfunctioning. But he never reported this safety issue to the branch, and it didn't explain why he also took his personal backpack inside. Brinks' policy requires personal bags be clear or mesh for visual inspection. Miller regularly violated this rule with an opaque backpack. Security footage captured him concealing items inside it after the rest stop visit. The deputy requested consent to search Miller's truck and home. Under Schneckloth v. Bustamante, 1973, consent searches are legal, and police need not inform suspects of their right to refuse. Miller declined, which is his constitutional right. A shocking revelation. Miller had a 2013 conviction for kidnapping and child endangerment. Florida law generally prohibits convicted felons from obtaining security licenses, yet he passed Brinks' background check for this sensitive position. Miller was charged with first-degree felony grand theft under Florida statute section 812.014. Property valued over $100,000 constitutes first-degree grand theft, punishable by up to 30 years in prison.
Cannon training card for WN29, please. I'm tonight.
Deputy Hires, Henry County Sheriff's Office. Go ahead, step out for me. Face away. Explain that in a minute.
Stopping that guy or what? 10-4, we have him stopped. He's 10-15.
Car 258, 26.
Have a seat.
He's got about $920 in just 20s in his wallet. So we're still out with the truck. I can't see anything in plain view for us to search it or anything like that, but we're just going to hang tight with the truck. So he's got all 20s in his wallet.
Okay.
So we're going to seize that money.
20s there would be
So count how many 20s are.
3, 4.
Has he said anything at all?
We haven't Miranda asked him anything. The only thing he did say when we got him out of the truck, he said, "What is this about?" But we just said, "We'll get to you in a minute about it."
Okay.
That's it.
How much money did he have?
$980.
Okay, $980.
But it was 38 20s and $200 bills.
38 20s is consistent. The money was set for an ATM, and it was all 20s.
So 104K in 20s.
She said it was 10 bricks and 2 bands. And in the video, it's like big bags of money. They're clear blue, and you can see the bags and all the money in them. Mr. Miller, I'm Deputy Last with the Sheriff's Office. Since you're in handcuffs in the back of a car, I gotta read you this before we can talk, okay?
I got you.
You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that, sir?
I do, yeah.
What branch of the military are you in?
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where'd you serve at?
All over the place. I was in Okinawa, California, North Carolina,
What'd you do? What was your MLS?
Military police, canine handler.
Okay. Yeah, I've done most of that stuff, to be honest. I've been stateside all my career. I never got any of the deployments, unfortunately. I missed it. Did you retire, or did you just...
I got hurt. I needed a knee replacement, so...
So you got disability from the VA and stuff like that? Okay. So the reason that we're talking to you right now...
I already know that Mike Wong called me, but I didn't take their money, so... They lose shit all the time.
Okay. Well, here's the thing I understand. Brinks has been doing this for a really long time. They have a lot of systems in place, some of which were juked to make this happen. However, there is a detailed record of everything.
I worked there. I understand it, and I didn't take their money. Like, their bags disappear constantly. It's crazy.
Okay.
Because I quit, they're bitter about it. So.
Okay. So, do you know the bag that they're talking about?
I have no idea, because I didn't take a bag, so I don't even need the details. I didn't take shit from them. Well, it's crazy.
Okay. Well, so you did a number of things that are abnormal, right?
Why?
Because everything they do, everything's on video, everything's tracked,
Okay,
right? So do you remember stopping at a rest stop on the way back from your route?
Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom.
You had to go to the bathroom. Okay. Why'd you end your route early that day?
Because my door wasn't working. Both doors were like stuck shut, so I couldn't get in and out.
Okay. So you're in the route early because of the door. You say you stop at the bathroom on the way. Do you normally take a money bag with you into the bathroom?
I had my black Brinks bag with me, yeah, because the doors were all screwy. I didn't want to get locked out with everything. So I brought all the keys and everything with me in there.
Okay. Do you normally bring that backpack that you had in the money bag with you?
Yeah, I bring all my stuff with me.
Right. Well, I mean, do you normally bring that bag to work?
Oh, yeah, I bring it around. Yeah, that's where I keep my lunch and stuff.
Okay. Is it a
book bag?
Yeah. Is that in policy?
I don't know what the policy is.
Right. Well, they said that my understanding is that if you have a personal bag, it's supposed to be either clear or like a mesh bag so you can see in it.
And well, I guess no one applies by that then.
Okay. That may be so. I'm just asking. Right. Do they normally search bags like that aren't clear or mesh bags?
Kind of. Sometimes it's not. They don't follow protocol there. They're very sloppy. There's money everywhere and everything. This doesn't surprise me. They just accused another guy of stealing money not too long ago.
Okay. Well, understand, like I said, the way everything's tracked, it's very clear that you take all 5 bags out, the ATM bags, the blue ones, right? You take 5 ATM bags, you load them on the truck. That's all on video.
Yeah, I know, I brought them back. I brought all of them back when the door didn't work.
And on video, they have you checking back in 4 bags, not 5.
I didn't take a 5th bag.
Right, so that means that that bag disappeared while it was with you. You're the only person.
No way. I had everything scanned in. Whatever. It's like, I guess I'll just take a lawyer because I didn't steal any bags. So.
Okay. He knows. He knows the jig's up. Lean forward a little more. Get me there.
I'm not doing anything crazy, man. I'm a good guy.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I understand.
Yeah, this is just a huge misunderstanding. I know it's crazy, but whatever. It'll all get worked out.
Well, since it's a misunderstanding, it's a fair question. Would you be interested in giving us consent to search your truck and your house to verify that there's no money that's not supposed to be?
No, this is crazy. You don't need permission to search anything. Like, I didn't steal shit unless they find video of me taking it.
Well, I mean, you say you didn't do it. I understand. So I'm just offering an opportunity to help us dispel, if there is a misunderstanding, help us dispel it.
Yeah, gotcha. No, I'm just sorry. I don't know how it out with anything.
Not a problem.
The missing $104,000 remains unrecovered. Brinks also discovered 4 additional, smaller shortages during Miller's 2-month employment, suggesting a pattern rather than a one-time opportunity theft. Miller was released on $50,000 bond. As of this analysis, the criminal case remains active in Florida courts. The location of the remaining $103,000 continues to be investigated. Lesson 1. Modern corporate security systems are comprehensive. Every bag tracked, every route logged, every movement recorded. Administrative errors don't create theft opportunities when inventory systems have multiple redundancies. Lesson 2. Background check failures in security industries create serious vulnerabilities. Someone with violent felony convictions should never have accessed this position. The hiring failure was as significant as the theft itself. Final lesson. Internal theft in cash transport isn't about whether you'll be caught, but when. Brinks' 176 years of experience means they've seen every scheme. The cameras, GPS, and tracking made this theft doomed from the start.